Hello students. So we are going to discuss today that is polymer. The lecture number is 29 and module is 4. So here is the subject name, that is the chemistry, that you know already. The subject code is CH101 or 201. The credit is 3 and the contact hour is 35. Yeah, just a minute. Okay, so these are the some of the course objectives. Yeah, these are the some of the course objectives that we have. That is the concept developed in this course will aid and quantification of several concepts in chemistry that have been introduced at the 10+2 levels in schools. Technology is being increasingly based on the electronics and molecular level of the modification. Okay, next these are the some of the course outcomes of our course. Uh, that is, you can able to describe the fundamental properties of atoms and molecules, atomic structure and periodicity of the elements in the periodic table. Also, you can able to apply the fundamental concepts of thermodynamics in the different engineering application. You can able to apply the knowledge of water quality parameters, the corrosion control and polymers to different industries. And you can determine the structure of organic molecules using different spectroscopic techniques. And finally, you can evaluate the theoretical and practical aspects relating to the transfer of production of chemical products, some of the drugs, okay, in the industrial to the industrial scale. Okay, so these are the some of the course outcomes that we have for our course. This is the lecture plan for the polymer. Okay, now these are the objectives. Today's objectives of the today's class. Today we will first define the polymer. What do you mean by polymer? What are the examples of polymer? What is the importance of discussion of polymer? That we will discuss. Okay. Uh, Next, we will see what are the special features, the characteristics of the polymer molecules, why they are so unique, why they are so special, so that we will discuss. Next, we will see some of the structural features of the polymer, and next we will discuss about the classification of polymer. The classification of polymer generally is very important. Okay, so from the classification of polymers, from this portion you have so many questions in your exam. So you have to follow this class very well and properly. Okay, now polymer. So generally what we have, polymer means regular, in our regular life there are so many examples, so many polymers day by day regularly we are using. Okay, everywhere we are using the polymers. Like we are using like from the morning we are using toothbrush, we are using toothpaste, we are using moisturizing cream. Next we are using chair, table. So all these materials are made of the polymer. Whatever we are using, the frame of my spec, also the polymer. The why in your college, while you are using the chair, table, all are polymers. The pen, polymers. The ink, that is the also the polymers. The clothes also made of the polymers. So all everywhere we have the polymers. So if we have the clear knowledge, clear concept of about the polymer, then we can modify, update our materials, and we can make that material for our use. Okay, so this is the importance of introducing this polymer chapter to your engineering course. Now, polymers are long chain giant organic molecules are assembled for many smaller molecules called the monomers. Generally, polymers are big molecules. Okay, and we have in the polymers we have so many repeating units like plastic which we regularly use, that is plastic is one of the best example of polymer. Plastic, what is the composition? That is a polyethylene. Okay, so what will happen, this is a monomer. So n number of, we don't know what is the number, so n number of, if we consider ki n number of ethylene moiety will attach with each other, and it will make the polyethylene polymer. Okay, so this is again the polymer means the giant molecule, and in the polymeric structure we have the repeating unit which is called by the monomers. Monomers are very important, like crystal, you know about the crystal, right? So in crystal, the unit cell, the building material, unit cell is the building block. So while there are so many unit cell will be arranged like this, so that will make a crystal. Here also the build as a building blocks, we know that the monomers is the unit. Okay, so while the monomers will be repeated again and again, and it will make a giant molecule, and that is called by the polymer. uh, a polymer is analogous to a necklace made from many small bits. Okay, polymer, a large molecule built up by the repetitive bonding unit. A smaller molecules, generally not a well-defined structure or molecular weight, need to use statistical properties to describe. Okay, so these are the some of the polymers that I have given here. The examples of polymers that in regular life we are using. All this the plastic, these containers, the plastic bottles, these toys. Again these containers all are made of the polymer. Okay, so now what are the characteristics of polymer that we have? Some of the special features, as the polymers are big molecule, and so many monomer unit while repeatedly joined with each other, and it will make the polymer. That's why the polymer molecules having some special characters. Okay, like low density, low coefficient of friction, it is good corrosive resistance. Okay, then excellent surface finish can be obtained by the polymer, can be produced with close dimensional tolerances. Okay, it is very cheap and economical, so that's why everywhere we are using the plastic materials, the polymer materials, as it is cheap. Poor tensile strength, low mechanical properties, it will have the poor temperature resistance, and also can be produced transparent and different colors, you know already. You can see that there are different colors polymers we can get, or transparent polymers also, like water bottles we can get. Okay, so these are the all the special features. Based on these special features, we can use the polymers in our regular life, and that is why polymers are very the utility of the polymers are this is the utility of the polymers, which based on this special characteristics. Okay. Okay, now we will discuss some of the structural features. So, as I told you, generally polymers are made of the monomer units. Monomer, what is monomer? How you can define the monomer? The repeating unit. Whatever repeating unit we have in the polymer, that small repeating unit is called by the monomer, while all the monomers, so many monomers will join each other, and it will form a polymer, a big molecule. Okay, so monomers can be same, or monomers can be different, that we will discuss later. So that is also one of the basis of the classification of polymer. Okay, now the word polymer literally means poly. Poly means many. Okay, and mar means unit. So, a small simple chemical unit appears to repeat itself a very large number of times. Okay, in the structure of polymers. That means the monomers, the repeating unit are so many large number of monomer units repeatedly joined with each other and making the polymer. Here, n number of styrene, like in this example, you can see the n number of styrene molecule by heating or light, by using the light, or by using some of the catalyst, polymerization process is taking place, and here we are getting the polystyrene moiety. Okay, so this polystyrene moiety, what is the monomer? Monomer is the styrene molecule. So many styrene, n number of styrene molecules while attached with each other, and it will make the polystyrene molecule. Okay, polymerize under the influence of heat, light, or any catalyst initiator. That is the initiator. You know about the importance of using catalyst. You know about the role of the catalyst in any reaction to produce a polystyrene macromolecules having a degree of polymerization of n, where n may have a value ranging between several tens, hundreds, or even higher. It may be 10 numbers of n, can be 10, n equals to 100, or n can be even higher. Okay, so this is the structural features. Next, the molecular weight of the polymer is very difficult to determine, because there are so many monomers units are there, and if the monomers are different, so that time also that will be very difficult to determine. So the molecular weight of the polymer molecule formed is given by the product of the molecular weight of the repeating unit. Whatever the product of the monomer units, the product of the molecular weight of each monomer units, that will give you the total molecular weight of the polymer molecules. In case of a polymer would have more than one kind of repeating units, actually if the monomers are different, that is called by copolymer, that we will discuss later. So in case the polymer would have more than one kind of repeating unit in chain, in the molecular structure, it's called copolymer. As I told you, the polymers of the molecular weight ranging from 1000 to 20,000. If it is 1000 to 20,000, then it is called low polymers. And if the molecular range is greater than 20,000, it is called by high polymers. So low polymers means the molecular weight ranging from 1000 to 20,000. In between, if the molecular weight of that polymer will be 1000 to 10,000 to 20,000, that is called by low polymers. If it is greater than 20,000, that is called by high polymers. Okay. So this is the styrene molecules. After the heating or presence of light or the catalyst, the polymerization reaction will take place and it will form the polystyrene. Okay, this is one of the example of polymer. Okay, now this is the most important portion of the polymer chapter, that is the classification of polymer. So polymer can be classified in different manner, in different way. Okay, so here I'm just giving one glance, that is the polymer can be classified based on the source, based on the structure, based on reaction mode of polymerization, based on intermolecular forces. Okay, based on intermolecular forces. And one more other two classifications we can do with the polymer. One is tacticity, based on tacticity. Okay, that also we will discuss. Based on tacticity, and here also and based on thermal response. So by these two classifications also, by these two properties also, polymer can be classified based on tacticity and based on thermal property, but thermal response of the polymer. Okay, so based on source, polymer, whatever polymers we have, that is based on source, that means from where we are getting the polymer. If it is from nature, that is called by natural polymer. Natural polymer, all we know, that is cellulose, starch, cellulose generally the composition of the plants. We can get the cellulose from the plants. Okay, so this is the natural polymer. Rubber, natural rubber, this is the also natural polymer. Silk, this is also natural polymer. Cotton, natural polymer. Okay, all these are the examples of natural polymer that we will see in the next slide. Now semi-synthetic polymer, like rayon, synthetic polymer, that is nylon or polyester. Next, based on the structures we have, there are three categories or three types of polymers that we have. One is linear polymer, one is branch chain polymer, and one is cross-linked polymer. Okay. Next, based on reaction mode of polymerization. So polymerization generally, there are two types of reactions that we have by which the polymerization reactions is going on. One is addition polymer, by addition polymerization reaction, and one is condensation polymerization reaction. Addition polymerization reaction are generally, the examples are like polyethylene, polymerization of the ethylene, that is the addition polymer. And condensation polymer, the example is nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,6 is generally, we are getting the nylon 6,6 from the condensation polymerization reaction. Okay, so addition polymer, again we can divide into two portion. One is homopolymer, that is polythene, polypropylene. Okay, and the copolymer, that is Bunaes. Copolymer, homopolymer. Also this homopolymer and copolymer, also we can say this homopolymer and copolymer classification is based on the monomers. Okay, so based on the monomers also, these are the two divisions. One is homopolymer, one is copolymer. So based on the monomers, there are two types of polymers that we have, that is homopolymer and copolymer. Okay, and next, the last we have, that is based on molecular forces. Based on molecular forces, like we have the elastomers, like fibers, and the plastic. Okay, so these are the three types of polymers that we have. which is belongs to the category that is based on the classification that is based on the intermolecular forces, that is elastomers, fibers and plastics. Okay, now this is based on the thermal response. There are two types of polymers that we have, that is thermoplastic and thermosetting polymer, that is based on the thermal response. And tacticity also, there are three types of polymers that we have, which is based on the tacticity, that also we will discuss in our next slides. Okay, so this is all about the classification of polymers. So if you have this type of question, you write down the classification of polymers. So total this classification like this way you have to write down. Okay, with the examples, always write down the classification of polymers with the examples. Okay, so that time only you can get the full marks. Okay, next, based on source. So already I have told you that based on source means there are three types of polymers that we have. One is natural polymer, semi-synthetic polymer and synthetic polymer. Natural polymer means naturally we are getting the polymer, whatever naturally we are getting, that is cotton, cellulose, starch, all these natural rubber, polysaccharides, enzymes, proteins, nucleoproteins, whatever proteins we have. So all these are the natural polymers, naturally occurring. Okay, so semi-synthetic polymer. Now semi-synthetic polymer means while we are modifying the natural polymer to improve the utility, to modify the utility of the natural polymer, that time that natural polymer is modified and called by the semi-synthetic polymer. Like now, if cellulose is derived as cellulose esters. Okay, the cellulose is derived as cellulose ethers. Vulcanized natural rubber, whatever we are getting from the nature, we cannot use that rubber for the industrial purpose. We have to first modify the property. So for modification that property, we have to vulcanize the rubber. Like we have to incorporate some of the, generally in vulcanized natural rubber, what happened, the sulfur molecules, some of the sulfur atoms we are incorporating into the natural rubber moiety, and this process is called by vulcanized natural rubber. Okay, so while this modifications is taking place, these modified polymers are called by the semi-synthetic polymers. Okay, next is synthetic polymers. Synthetic polymers means generally purely they are made from the from the lab. They are synthesized. Okay, like plastic, the examples are polyethylene, that is plastic, polypropylene, PVC, polyvinyl chloride, polyesters. Okay, Teflon, all these, bakelite, all these are the synthetic polymer. Synthetic polymer, that means there we synthesize that polymer into the lab. They are not getting from the, we are not getting that from the nature. Okay. Okay, so these are the some of the examples of the natural polymer. You can see this is the cotton, this is the natural rubber latex that we are getting, but these natural rubber we cannot use. First of all, we have to vulcanize this rubber. That time only for industrial purpose we can use the rubber. Okay, these rubbers, exactly, these rubbers can make the tires. Rubbers are used for making the tires, for rubber bands, making the rubber bands also. Okay, so this is also the protein from eggs. That is also the one type of natural polymer. Wood is also natural polymer. Silk Silk is also the natural polymer what we are getting. So all these are the examples of the natural polymer. These polymers generally we are getting from the nature. Okay, now semi-synthetic polymer. Semi-synthetic polymer, actually the polymers obtained by simple chemical treatment of natural polymer. Mind it, natural polymer, whatever we have to just treat that natural polymer into our usable polymer. Okay, to modify some of the, to enrich some of the properties, we have to modify that natural polymers. So that time that natural polymers are called by the semi-synthetic polymers, like cellulose acetate. Okay, cellulose is natural polymer. Why? That we are making the derived of derivation of cellulose acetate, that is called by semi-synthetic polymers. Cellulose nitrate, like viscose rayon. Okay, so these are all the examples of the semi-synthetic polymer. Okay, now synthetic polymer means they are actually producing into the lab, like these are the PET bottles. Okay, the polyethylene plastics, like these jars are high density polyethylene, high density HDPE, high density polyethylene polymer. Synthetic polymers are used to make specially athletic clothing using polymer such as polyester, nylon. Okay, so these are the used for the athletic for the specially athletic clothing. Okay, the polystyrene is generally used to make this styrofoam cups, okay, plates, right. Now, compact discs are made from the synthetic polymers such as polycarbonate. So these are the some of the polymers, synthetic polymers that we are using in our regular life, and these synthetic polymers are purely synthesizing from the lab, not from the nature. Okay, now we will discuss about the polymer, that is classification of polymers, that is based on structure. Generally, there are three types of polymer based on the structure we have. One is linear polymer, one is branched polymer, and one is cross-linked polymer. So, linear polymer, these beads are the monomers. Okay, these are the monomers. You can see all the monomers are joined or added through a single line. That is why it's called the linear polymer. They don't have any branches. Okay, so this is called linear polymer. The monomers are linked together to form a linear chain, a chain like. Okay, the van der Waals interaction takes place between the linear chains. All the atoms or all the monomers are all the monomers are joined through the through the van der Waals weak van der Waals interaction forces. A common example is high density polyethylene, HDPE. High density polyethylene is the linear example of linear polymer. Okay, next, based on the structure, like we have the branched polymer. As I told you, that is branched. While we have while the linear chains having the branching, you can see this branching, the linear chains. This is the chain, and it's having so many branches. So these branches, while these linear chains are having the branches, that is called by branched polymer. A polymer that includes side chain of repeating unit. These branches, repeating unit, branches of repeating unit, while we have that is called by branched polymer, different from side chain already present in the monomer. Okay. Okay, now cross-linked polymer. This polymer is very hard. Why? Because the bonding strength is very high. Why? Because they are cross-linked. All the, you can see all the chains, all the linear chains are cross-linked, interlinked to through this branching, interlinked to each other. For what? It is like a network structure. Okay, so that is why it's very hard. This polymer is very hard, like bakelite. Bakelite, generally this bakelite polymer we are using to make the switchboard. You can imagine switchboard, how hard they are. So why? Because of this bonding characteristics. Okay, so cross-linked polymer, generally what will have? Interlinked. All chains are interlinked to with each other, and they are having the network structure, for which they are very hard. And as for example, the formaldehyde resin, that is the bakelite. And this synthesis also you have in your chemistry lab, the synthesis of formaldehyde resin or bakelite synthesis. Okay, so that time you can also see how much hard that polymer is. Okay, a polymer that includes interconnections between the chains, either formed during polymerization or after polymerization. Okay, these are polymers in which monomer units are cross-linked. As I told you, these are the cross-linked. All the linear chains are cross-linked with each other. Okay, so this is like a three-dimensional structure. In total, as a whole, you can see this is like a three-dimensional picture. So these polymers are very hard, rigid and brittle because of this bonding character, because of this network structure. So this is called by cross-linked polymer. Okay. Next polymer can be classified already. What I have told, that is based on the monomers. Also, this can also called by the addition polymers. Some of the two types of addition polymers. One is homopolymers. One is copolymers. Okay, so based on the classified polymer can be classified based on the monomers into two. One is homopolymer, one is copolymer. Homopolymer, generally, while the all monomers are the same monomers while joined with each other and form the polymer, that is called by the homopolymers, like polyethylene, polystyrene, okay, polypropylene. So their styrene so many styrene molecules will join each other and form the polystyrene. Propylene moiety join each other and form the polypropylene molecule. Ethylene moiety join with each other, and that is called that is forming the polyethylene for plastic. Okay, so these are all the homopolymers. Yes, and copolymers, while the repeating units, that is the monomer units, are different, that is called by copolymers. The different, like nylon 6,6. Next, SBR, styrene butadiene rubber. Okay, NBR, nitrile butadiene rubber. So these are the some of the examples of the copolymer, while the monomers unit are different. Okay, so polymers, when made by the polymerization of a single monomeric chemical species, are known as a homopolymer. And copolymer, when the polymers are synthesized by polymerization of two or more than two different monomers, they are called by the copolymers, as I told you. Like when styrene and butadiene polymerize, that is called by SBR. Okay, so SBR rubber, styrene butadiene rubber, nitrile butadiene rubber, styrene acrylonitrile, styrene isoprene styrene, SIS rubber, ethylene vinyl acetate. So these are the all the examples of copolymer, while the repeating units, the monomer units, are different. Okay. So this is one of the example polyethylene, example of homopolymer, and this is the butadiene and styrene while each other, and it will form the SBR, styrene butadiene rubber. Okay, so this is one of the example of what? Example of the monomers, copolymers. Okay. Now, copolymers are again can be divided. The can be divided into can be subdivided into some of the classifications as based on the arrangement of the monomer unit. Okay, so if it is random, like we have one monomer A and one monomer B. A monomer and B monomer will attach with each other and it will form the copolymer, right? Now, random copolymer means this is random. You can see if our A is red bit and B is a black bit, so you cannot define after one black you can have the one red. Okay, just random. The arrangement of A or the arrangement of the B is just random, so that is why it's called random copolymer. Okay, next, alternating copolymer, you can see here one black, again we have one red, one black, again we have one red. So A B, this is the arrangement. So the arrangement of the A and B, these monomers are in alternate position in throughout the whole moiety. So this is called alternating copolymer, right? Next, block copolymer. Copolymer, like in Kolani we have block A, we have block B. Okay, in block A we have 1 2 3 4 in A9, A10, A11, right? In block B also we have B8, B7, like this. So now you can see here in some region we have only B moiety, only B molecules. In this region only A monomers are there. In this region again B monomers are there. So block, they are forming some of the blocks. A, this is as such, this is a B block, this is A block, this is B block. Okay, so that is why this arrangement, this copolymer is called by the block polymer. And the grafting, that means if we have the A, the monomer, the single chain of the a linear chain of the monomer A, and in this linear chain what will happen, the other monomer will be grafted. Okay, so this is called by grafting or graft copolymer. So copolymers can be subdivided into this four category, that is random, alternative, block and grafting, based on the arrangement of the monomer unit. Okay, yeah. So this is the today's only for today class. Now I have given how much you have understood all these things. For that, for checking that, I have given one question, that is give one example of linear polymer. So for that you have 10-second time. Now your time starts now. So whatever I have taught today, that you have to memorize, and that time only you can get the answer. Yeah, your 10-second time is over. So yes, you are absolutely right. That is polyethylene. Polyethylene, PE. That is the short form of the polyethylene. So polyethylene is the example of the linear polymer. Okay, so this is just a quick review, a quick recapitulation. Whatever the topic we have discussed, that is, first of all, we have discussed the definition of polymer. We have seen what are the characteristics of polymer. Also, we have seen some of the special structural features of the polymer. Why polymer are so important? Okay, why we are using the polymer regularly, and the use of polymer is increasing day by day. And the classification of in this classification we have seen the classification of polymer based on the source. First, second, we have seen the classification based on structure. Third, the classification based on monomers. And in monomers we have two classifications, one is homopolymer and one is copolymer. Again, copolymer is of four types. One is random, graft, alternate, and the block polymers. Okay, so these are the some of the classifications that we have discussed. In our next class, more classifications we will discuss, because the classification of the polymer is a vast. Okay, so in one day we cannot finish it, and from this portion there are so many questions you can expect. Okay, so this portion you have to follow. So just follow the classes very well properly, and whatever assignments I am giving you, just do it in time. You just try to submit the assignment in time. Okay, so thank you students, and see you in the next class.